Good morning.
Good morning.
This is our first DevOps class. Today we'll discuss about what is DevOps. Okay.
Yes.
DevOps. So there are some points to bring our organization into top place. So if we follow these points, we can bring our organization, we can bring our IT company into top place. Yeah. What are the organization needs there? Like faster delivery of application. So we are working on a application. That application should be delivered faster to the client. At the same time, you need to deliver that application with high quality. Not only delivering the application faster, at the same time, you have to give it with high quality also and with less spending. You need not to waste client money. With minimum budget, with less spending, you have to give them a quality product within less time. And you need to maintain reduced outages. Reduced outages means like downtime of the application should be reduced. If you reduce the downtime of your application, like uh, your application will be highly available. And if you follow all these four things, definitely we can bring our organization into like top place. But how to bring our application, like how to do this all these points, like to achieve faster delivery, to achieve high quality, to achieve less spending, like how we can do all these things means we can achieve all these things using DevOps. Using DevOps, we can achieve all of these. So let's say um, a customer want to travel from like Hyderabad to Delhi. Assume there is no online application to book the tickets for train. Okay, he went to railway station. He is booking the ticket to Delhi and he is traveling by train. Like assume there is no IRCTC, no make my trip, no bus, red bus, Habi bus. Like these options are not there. Now, our railway minister, what he is thinking, railway minister, he went to one IT company and he's asking, like, we need one application to book the tickets for our passengers who is interested to travel by train. Like if they want to travel from one place to another place, just by that application, they has to book the tickets. They no need to visit railway station to buy the tickets. And this is his requirement. Whose requirement? IT, railway minister's requirement. So even though if the railway minister having this requirement, can he develop that application?
No, sir.
He cannot develop that application, right? He should meet one IT company, they only will develop. So he told all the requirements. Now this IT company manager, what he is doing? He's discussing with team how much duration will take for us to develop this application. They are discussing and how much budget it will take. Budget means like they have to pay salaries, right? Who are all working in this application, they have to pay salaries. So overall, they have concluded something and they are saying to this railway minister, yes, we'll do it this in 12 months of duration. We need like 10 million US dollars budget. $10 million is the budget, 12 months is the duration. If you're okay, then we can proceed, he's saying. And the railway minister is agreed. And they started to work on this. Yeah, this person who is giving the task, what do we call him?
Client.
He's a client. And what about this task? Whatever the task he is giving, what do we call the task?
Project, product.
Project.
Yes.
Here, client is railway minister. He is giving some task. What is the task? To develop one application, IRCTC application. So that is the project. Okay. And who is working on this project? This IT company. If the client belongs to Delhi location, we call this as on-site. On-site means not USA, UK, Australia. On-site means client location. Onshore, on-site. Okay. Here client belongs to Delhi location. So Delhi is on-site. Offshore means wherever this team is working. Like our team is from Hyderabad IT office. So this is offshore. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No. Once everything is agreed, now they have started working on the project. So initially what they will do first is phase. In the first phase of the project, they will work on designing part. They will design the application, how it should be, like how many pages it should contain. In the first page, like it should be registration page, login page, welcome page, like then bookings page, nearby locations page, payments, different pages they will design. Without designing, can they develop directly?
No,
No,
sir.
To construct a house, you first you need to take a blueprint, like how the design should be like. Vastu, everything like you will take a plan in the paper. That is called design. Here also design means like how your application should be, you have to design. Which buttons you have to keep, any check boxes, radio buttons, everything we will be designing. So once the designing part is done, then next coding, developers will start writing the code. What this manager will do, this manager will distribute the task. Uh, whether you work on login page, Bhavya, you work on registration page, you work on this payments page, Satish, like that, they will distribute the task to each and every developer, right? Developer means who writes the code. So you people like whatever task you get accordingly, you will work on the code, you will write the code individually, whether the pages are working fine, you will do unit test. And finally, once all the developers has written the code, you perform build activity. Build means what here? Build means like compiling the code and creating executable file. Here you will compile the code. Compiling means converting human readable code, source code to machine readable code. Whatever the code we write the code in C language, C++, Java, C Sharp, Python, .NET, right? This code computer cannot understand. Computer will understand only binary language 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. This one only it will understand. So in build, it will compile the code. Compiling means converting source code to binary code. Plus build means compile plus creating or delivering executable file. Compile the code as well. Create one executable file. Okay. So here in this phase, it will compile the code and it will create that executable file. Here we are working on which application? IRCTC application. So it will create one .exe file. IRCTC .exe file, executable file will be created. So this is the final product. Once the final product is created, testing team, what they will do? They will perform test cases. So without testing the application, they will not release the application into the market. Yes or no? See, without testing, for example, uh, I have registered my details and in login page, I am giving username Arvind. In the name of username Arvind, I have given in IRCTC page. In password page, I didn't give anything, just it is blank. And if I click on login button, will it should be login or it should not login?
it should not have.
It should not login because I didn't give any password. In that case, what it has to say, it has to throw one error. Please enter login, please enter password. It should give that error message, right? Please enter password. If
Yes.
you have given something like randomly 1 2 3 4 5 6, but actually my password is ABCDEF. I have given 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I click on login button, what message it should say?
Please enter
Wrong.
the correct wrong password.
Yes, something like that, like incorrect password, enter the correct passwords. You have to give that message. So these are all test cases. So testing team, what they will do, they will write hundreds of test cases for each and every page they will test. If username is given like this, ARAVINDH, but the actual username is ARAVIND. In that case, like username is wrong. Like different test cases they will write. If all the test cases, 100 test cases, whatever they have written, each and every test case, positive test case, negative test case, if everything is working, then testing team will say, yes, application is working successfully. Okay. Then QA team. What QA team? QA team means here quality analysis. QA team here, they will check the quality of the code. Sometimes getting the output is not important. How efficient your output is important. Let's say I am given a task for you to print Hello World program. So Bhavya has written the code to print Hello World program, like hash include stdio.h, printf, Hello World. Within 2 lines, program is completed. Output is Hello World. Uday also writing the code. He's writing hash include stdio.h, declaring variables int a comma b. Then he is writing printf hello world. Then again here writing some for loop, something like different lines. But output also same. He also printing hello world. Here also hello world output. Here also hello world output. But here only 2 lines of code. Here 10 lines of code. Which one will compile fast? 2 lines one or 10 lines?
2 lines.
This will compile fast. So which code quality is better means this code quality is better. So here, not only the output, the code quality should be also good. So in QA, they will check the quality of code using some tools. Once everything is fine, so finally, our executable file, irctc.exe, this executable file, irctc.var, web archive, or irctc.java archive. This executable file should be deployed in client machine. Now, who will deploy this? Here comes operations team.
Ops team.
So this is completely development. This designing part, coding part, build part, testing, QA, this all teams comes under development. So coding will be written by developers. Build is taken care by build team. Testing is different, will be handled by testing team. Testing team is different, development, developer is different, right? Or
Sir.
both same. Developer and tester
No,
both.
no, sir.
Both are different. Testing team is different, developer is different, build team is different, designing is different. Not everyone will design, right?
No,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Everybody will design, like every fresher experience, but no, not everybody will design. Like higher level, they will design the application, how it should work. And QA team is different, but all these categories, all these teams comes under development of the application. Like they all involved to develop this application. They have finally developed the application, but this application is developed, but it is not deployed. Once it is deployed, then only we can able to access the application. So if we hand over this file via email to the railway minister, will he able to deploy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
He's a non-technical guy. He don't know anything how to deploy the application. So we have to deploy for him. So operations team, what they will do, they'll take this file, they'll go to, if the client server is at our place, or if client has a separate server, then they'll go to on-site and they will deploy the application. They will deploy the application in client's server, like whatever server they want in that server, he will deploy the application. Once the application is deployed, they will monitor whether it is working fine or not. and they'll take care of maintenance for 2-3 months if the application is properly working or not. Once it is properly working, they'll hand over to the client team. Okay, you have to take care of maintenance. No, sometimes in some applications, client will say, no, even though the application is developed, you have to take care of maintenance. Maintenance part you only take care. Otherwise, in some applications, client will only take care of maintenance. Client will hire 2 software employees and they will take care of maintenance. So in this case, let's say client railway minister hired 2 IT employees. They only taking care of maintenance of this application. Maintenance means what? If any time the application is not working, they have to troubleshoot and fix the issues, something like that. And finally, project is completed. In 12 months, project is completed. That's it. You take any project in this world, like these are the different stages. First, whenever the project is coming, you need to design, then write the code, build, test, QA, deploy, monitor. Okay, these are the different stages in application. Any doubts?
No, sir.
మానిటరింగ్ కి మెయింటెనెన్స్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏముంటుంది?
Right. Monitoring means
Sir?
you need to monitor 24/7. Monitoring will be there. If something like CPU utilization or disk utilization or storage, if it is consuming, like you need to be alert immediately and you need to take care of it proactively. Maintenance activities means you are going to take care of this application like completely. Maintenance means what? For example,
Yes.
in general example, you are living in an apartment. You bought this apartment, you bought a 2 BHK flat for 60 lakhs. Once you pay 60 lakhs for this apartment, every month maintenance will you pay or not? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the flat means you won't pay maintenance. Maintenance means what? Like lift
Just for
charges.
the yes, sir. Lift charges, cleaning charges.
Everything will be there. Like if you want to live there,
Yes, sir.
general things will be there, right? Here also
Yes,
maintenance
sir.
of application. If something went wrong, you have to troubleshoot the application. You have to fix the issues. You need to take care of it so that application should be highly available.
Okay, sir. Infra maintenance అనొచ్చా?
Yes, support.
Yes, okay.
You
Okay.
can call as support also. Support team.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So this model we call as this one. So SDLC means software development life cycle. Software development life cycle, because here we are developing one software and this software development includes these life cycles from designing phase, coding phase, build up to maintenance. So these are the life cycle, like how child, adult, like old age, like how the life cycle will be. Like here also same kind of life cycle is there, but this life cycle is for software development. So this one we call as SDLC, software development life cycle. In this software development lifecycle, this approach, whatever approach we follow, this approach we call as waterfall model. This is waterfall model. In waterfall model, we have some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks we have in this waterfall model means? First one, so there is no in fifth month client in fifth month, like we are in testing phase, assume we are in testing phase. Client came to this, client means your railway minister came to this IT company and he's saying, I want to include this PhonePe UPI scanner option in our payment section. Nowadays, like everyone is using Google Pay, PhonePe, right? Recently in the market, this application came. So I want to use this PhonePe method to pay this ticket amount. Like in the initial agreement, we were used net banking option. Now, along with net banking, I want to include UPI also. So that is a upgrade or not? General.
Yes, sir.
So he want to include that option also, but no enhancements within the project. Like while the development is going on, you cannot enhance the project. You cannot give additional requirements. Whatever requirements are there, everything before only. Before designing only, you have to give every requirements. Like within, while the project is in enhancement, you cannot give any requirements. There is a disadvantage or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Because within these 4-5 months, many things can change, many things can happen, but you cannot add that. And see, operations team or admin team, they are deploying the application in client machine. They deployed it properly and it is working fine in Windows machine. In Windows, everybody can open Make My Trip, or sorry, everybody can open IRCTC, they can book the tickets. But in Linux operating system, it is not working fine. In Linux, we cannot able to access. This operations team guy informing to developer, what code you have written, it is not working properly. Please check your code. But the developer is saying, no, it is working properly in our local machine. We tested in Windows and Linux. Maybe you didn't deploy properly. That is your mistake. So both team having no understanding. They are saying like it's your mistake, and these people are saying it's not my mistake, your mistake. One, proper communication is not there. There lack of misunderstanding. So this is also a drawback. Third one, here, delivery speed. See, even though, see, until the development is done, until the coding part is done, build cannot happen. Until the build part happens, testing team will have no work. Like every stage dependency. Until this development is done, deployment team cannot do anything. Yes or no? Will application, like this team, until they develop this application, will they have any work to deploy?
No, sir.
Or monitoring team will have any work? No. Like, because it has dependency. So obviously the application delivery will also become late. So to address these issues, we have a concept that is agile methodology. Whatever the problems, whatever the issues we have in waterfall method, those we are trying to address in agile methodology. In agile methodology, initial only we have the agreement that client will give requirements in the form of sprint. Have you listened this word?
Yes, sir.
First, in the first agreement, in the first time, client will give sprint 1 and the client will say, we have some requirements to develop this application. These requirements we are giving in sprint 1. So you try to finish this sprint 1 in the first 3 months. Then later, after 3 months, we will give one more sprint with our new requirements. So here he is giving, like, we want IRCTC application to build. We need login page, registration page, like welcome page, payments page. Like, one has to book the tickets. We have to book the tickets. Like every requirement he's giving, with this requirement, they have started working on this. So initially they are designing this application, then they are writing the code, they're doing build, performing testing cases. 3 months is done. So once testing is done, they are ready, like, yes, sprint 1 is task done, and immediately client came with one more sprint. After 3 months, client came with one more sprint, that is sprint 2. In sprint 2, he's giving additional requirements. He's asking for uh, some extra authentication. If someone wants to log into this IRCTC application, they need to provide OTP while login, or otherwise they have to send one text code or some authentication method, or through some Microsoft Authenticator app. So they need authentication to this application, or with Gmail OTP. Then they're asking for UPI method and QR code also to implement QR code. If someone scan that QR code, they has to pay. They can pay the amount, ticket fees directly. So for this also, they started working on designing part, coding part, build part, test part. And after 3 months, client came with one more sprint. So these sprints, they will have initial agreement only, like sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. We want total 3 sprints. In 3 sprints, we'll have 3 different requirements. Accordingly, they give the sprints. In the final sprint also, they are giving some upgrades, like they want to allow Google Maps location, nearby location. They want to implement some food order also. Means while booking the tickets only, they can order the food. So once the train is like departed, food will be delivered to your seat, like something like that. Like how you will book the food in aeroplane. Like if you want to travel in the flight, you can book the food also at meals. Any idea?
Sir.
So similarly, in the train also, if you want to order food, you can order food. Like this kind of improvements, enhancements, if you want, you can add here. And in this sprint, also they have taken on the requirement. They have started designing the application. It's designing. In every sprint, they have to design. Without designing, where they can keep this option, food delivery like option. They has to design it in which page it has to come, login page or registration page or payments page, or while booking page, that they has to design. Then they need to code, they need to build this test, and finally they will deploy. So here we are addressing first issue. What is the first issue? Here we don't have requirements or enhancements in middle of the project, but that issue is addressed or not here in the form of sprints.
Yes, sir.
Right. Here we take status calls or stand-up calls or scrum meetings, we call. In different teams, we call different words, like status call, stand-up, scrum meetings. That means in these calls will happen every day, either morning or evening for half an hour or 1 hour. In this meeting, everybody will involve, like testers, developers, managers, operations team. Everybody will attend this call and they'll discuss on the project updates. Okay, who is working on which task? What is the update? Okay, what did you work yesterday? What is your task? Okay, Uday, what you worked on login pages yesterday? Any updates? What you worked yesterday? Like everybody will discuss on the task. The basic agenda of this meetings is to avoid miscommunications. For example, Bhavya is working on a registration page task. Uh, she is doing something on that. She explaining like what she is doing, but if she having any confusion, like how to deploy it in Linux environment or Windows environment or something, it is not working, then a testing team or admin team, operations team, they will also get to know, right? Because everybody in the stand-up call. So what they'll do after the stand-up, they'll sit together, they'll sort out the issues so that everything is having transparency here. Because of the status calls, everybody will understand like what tasks are going on, who is working on which task. If something is not working, then they will sort out the issues. They'll work together and they'll sort out the issues so that they will not have any miscommunications. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So without proper information, like you are working your task secretly, you are working your task secretly without any updates, so that will not call a team effort, right? In agile methodology, we take status calls. Okay. And the final one, delivery, fast delivery. So even though the sprint one is developed here, even though the sprint two is developed here, but when the application is finally deploying into the client machine or server
After sprint 3.
after sprint three only, right? So that means we are not able to achieve this faster delivery still, even though the application is developed, but it is not deployed. It is deploying in sprint three only. So whatever the issues we are facing agile methodology, we are going to address them in
DevOps.
DevOps. DevOps is nothing but it is a combination of development as well as operations. So in development, we take the word dev. In operations, we take ops. Overall, it is DevOps. Okay. So here, what we are doing means management is replacing build team. Build team will have idea only on building the application. Deployment team will have idea only on deploying the application. Like monitoring team will have idea only on monitoring the application. But DevOps team is not like that. DevOps team is like all-rounder. This DevOps persons, they will have idea on build side, how to build the application, how to deploy the application, maintenance, monitoring, right? Then once the developers write the code, they will push that code to one repository, like how to create that repository. So they will have idea on many phases. So that's why in what the management is doing nowadays, they are not hiring separate build team. They're not hiring separate monitoring, maintenance, deploy. Let's say there are 2 persons in build team. For them, each salary is 1 lakh per month. Here 1 lakh per month. Means here the management is investing 24 lakhs per annum on these 2 persons. Deployment 2 persons are there. Monitoring 2 persons are there. For each person, the salary is 1 lakh. That means total how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 12, 6 or 72, like 72 lakhs per annum. Yes or no? 72
Yes,
per annum. The client is paying. Instead of this, management is hiring only 2 DevOps engineers. They're paying 2 lakhs per annum. That means the client is paying how much client is investing? 48 lakhs. 48 lakhs per annum. So client is saving here around how much? 24 lakhs. And employee also benefiting like more 1 lakh additionally, right? So here this DevOps engineers are getting more salaries. At the same time, management is also saving more amount. Why? Because DevOps engineers are doing all the tasks, whatever build team is doing, deployment team, operations team is doing, like everything, whatever operations team is doing, and whatever build team is doing, everything is handled by DevOps engineers. And they're not going to take care like everything manually. Like here, DevOps team is using tools. They're implementing tools, they're installing tools, and they're automating everything. Okay. So once that in DevOps also, we receive requirement in the form of sprint, like sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. But the difference is here, in sprint 1, we design the application, then we code, we build, we test, and finally, we deploy. We deploy the application. So within the second month or third month, the application is deployed into the market. Everybody can able to access IRCTC application. Okay. In the second sprint, the client is coming with some upgrades. I want this so and so QR scanner. Until that, net banking is there. But in the fourth month, in the second sprint, they're coming with QR code, UPI method, UPI ID, like this kind of enhancements. Again, they started designing, coding, build, test. Again, they are deploying this application. Here also. Finally, they're deploying the application here. So we are addressing that. One second, right? Hello. So we are addressing the first one, taking the requirements in the middle of the application development. Yes, we are addressing in the form of sprint. Here we have status calls, stand-up calls, everything. And third one is faster delivery. Are we achieving faster delivery here?
yes, sir.
We are achieving faster
Sprint by
delivery
sprint.
here. Because in DevOps, we use tools. In different levels, we are using tools. See, in this coding stage, developers, see, Uday is writing the code to build this login page. Bhavya writing code to develop registration page. Once they are ready with your code, you write the code in your laptop, in your office laptop. Once you write code, like everybody has to keep the code in a common place, right?
Yes, sir.
So to keep in a common place, we have a tool called GitHub, source code management tool called GitHub. So in this GitHub common place, everybody will push the code, like all the developers will push the code in the common place. And once the code is pushed to this common place, immediately a build tool called Maven. Maven is a build tool. What this Maven build tool will do means it will, like these tools are integrated with Jenkins, a CI/CD tool. This Jenkins is integrated with GitHub. Maven is integrated with Jenkins. A testing tool like Selenium, these kind of tools also integrated with Jenkins. QA tools, QA tools also like JUnit, like they are integrated with Jenkins. Deployment tools like Docker or Kubernetes, they also integrated with Jenkins. Monitoring tools like CloudWatch or Datadog or Nagios, they also integrated with Jenkins. So here, whenever a developer has written the code, what he will do, he will push that code to GitHub. He will push that code to GitHub. Once the developer push the code to GitHub, immediately what Jenkins will do, Jenkins will take that code and it will send that code to Maven. What Maven will do? Maven will build that code. Maven will compile that code and it will create that executable file, irctc.var file. Once it created that executable file, what Jenkins will do? Jenkins will take that code and it will send that code to Selenium testing tool. Testing tool will do perform all the test cases. Whatever test cases are there, it will perform all test cases. Once the test cases are success, like all are positive, then Jenkins will send that code to QA tool. QA tool, what it will do? QA tool will check the code quality. If everything is fine, then it will send that code to deployment tool Docker. What Docker will do here? In Docker tool, it will deploy the application. Once application is deployed, everybody can able to access the application. Once it is deployed, then if somebody is typing www.irctc.com, then they can see this page and it will send for monitoring. So here in DevOps, who is going to install all these tools? Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, like Docker, Kubernetes. Who is installing the tools? Who is deploying the application? Who is integrating all these things? Means DevOps engineer will do these things. Because of these tools, we are automating everything and we are deploying the application. Understood now?
Yes, sir.
yes,
We are completely with tools. DevOps means tools only. At each and every stage, we have tools. So the overall idea of DevOps is to deliver the application smoothly or faster delivery with less budget. Initially, we discussed something. Are we achieving faster delivery with DevOps or not?
yes, sir.
We are achieving faster delivery with DevOps because at each sprint we are going to deploy the application. Are we achieving high quality with DevOps or not?
Yes, sir.
We are using tools.
J,
If we are
J,
using tools, that
yes,
means everything will be working properly, right? Once you do setup properly. Are we achieving this lesser spending or not? Are we spending less amount or more amount?
Less amount.
SM,
Instead of hiring 10 employees for the build team, maintenance team, monitoring, you take only 2 DevOps engineers and pay more salaries. That means you're achieving like lesser spending and reduced outages. Our application will be highly available. Why? Because at each and every stage we have tools. If something went wrong, also immediately, like you will get to know what happened and you can take care of it. If everything has to do manually, you don't know, like when the application is down and you have to troubleshoot, you sometimes you will get to know late. So that will impact your application. But here we are implementing all the tools. We'll get to know immediately if something happened, positive or negative, whatever, you will get to know immediately and accordingly you will work on it. So reduced outages means application downtime will have very less. If you see here, what is DevOps? DevOps is not about a language like C, Java, Python, C Sharp, .NET. It is not a language or it is not a technology. It is a methodology. Like it is just like waterfall method, agile method. It is an advanced method. Waterfall is like basic. It is a software development life cycle. In software development life cycle, we have waterfall method, agile methodology, DevOps methodology. If you consider this is like basic version, this is upgraded version, and this is more advanced version kind of thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The DevOps is a methodology in the software development and IT industry. Used as a set of practices and tools, DevOps integrates and automates the work of software development. So it is a combination of software development and IT operations. So Dev and Ops. So it is a combination of, it integrates software development and IT operations as a means for what? Why it is integrating development and operations? As a means for improving and shortening the systems development life cycle to reduce SDLC. To reduce the life cycle, we are implementing this DevOps methodology. Understood?
Yes, sir.
It's about DevOps. So in this DevOps, we are going to learn the tools, DevOps tools. Okay. So tomorrow I'll start with source code management. Tomorrow we'll start with source code management tool that is about GitHub. Okay. So what is this source code management about? Source code management is about managing our source code. I'll give you one example. We all went to one picnic somewhere. In my mobile, I have took some photos. And in Bijoy's mobile, he also took some photos. Bhavya mobile, she took some photos. Uday also took some photos. Like I'm asking to Bijoy, can you send me photos? I'm asking Uday, send me photos. Like because in my mobile, I have some photos. Like, but everybody has to integrate at common place, right? So that everybody can see all the photos related to picnic. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What we'll do, we'll create one folder in Google Drive. I'll upload all the photos here. Everybody will upload the photos in Google Drive and we'll give access to everyone. Now, can I able to see all the photos from all the mobiles in this place?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just like that, you replace mobile with your laptop. In my laptop, I have written the code related to login page. In Bhavya laptop, she written code related to registration page. Like Bijoy written code related to payments page. Uday written code related to something else. Finally, you have to integrate all the code. I will push my code to GitHub. She is pushing her code to GitHub. Everybody is pushing their code to GitHub. GitHub is like online storage. How Google Drive is there for storage of photos, videos, files, documents. Similarly, GitHub is an online storage where you can store your code. Anything like C language, C++, normal text code also. Not only code, normal text file. Hi, how are you? This is a normal text. That one also you can store, normal files also. Okay, so in GitHub, we store our code and we integrate all the code in one place, one common place, the application related code. So about this GitHub, we will learn from tomorrow. What is GitHub, how to install it, how to push the code, everything. Okay.
Yes,
If you
sir.
have any doubts in DevOps, you can ask me now. In today's class, what we discussed.
Sir, what is the difference between release and deploy?
Release means here, let's say we deployed one, we developed one application, initial application that will give 1.0. Like for example, irctc.1.0. After 2 months, we upgraded the application. We added some more features. Now what we'll call irctc.1.1. Some updates we have done. We
Yes.
deployed this application, but after 2 days, we came to know some QR codes are not working properly. We are getting lots of complaints. Actually, the bill is 200 rupees, but if you scan the QR, it is showing 2000 rupees. It's a major issue or not?
Yes, sir.
So will you keep the same version or immediately you will try to revert back to the previous one? Immediately
Yeah.
you cannot resolve
Yes,
it.
sir.
developers will not resolve immediately. So if you have
Yes,
this
sir.
previous version also, you can roll back to the previous version, right? Until that you can work on this. So these versions 1.0, 1.1, whatever versions you have, everything you can store in release. Release means you will store all the versions, whatever you developed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Still anything else? Okay then. You all know, right? Like how to access the recording videos from where I have shared you all the document, Google document. From there, you access the links. I'll upload today's class also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you all. That's it for today. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.